Well, good afternoon, good evening. Ooh, a little frog in my throat. So let me start again. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to our monthly meditation with Mother Gaia. This is an event that I've been doing for about 6 years now. I've been doing it, or had been doing it, exclusively in the ministers group that I am, where I'm admin, mentor, and teacher. But a couple of months ago, I brought it out to my profile page because so much is happening, and I don't have to tell you what that is all about, but so much is happening that I felt the need to share this with everyone, because we are at a time when there's just so much confusion and anger and resentment and drama, much more than we ever imagined would be happening at this point in time, and yet here we are. So I invite you to settle in, settle down, do whatever you need to do, turn your phone off or put it on mute, on airplane mode, whatever, and give this time to yourself, this sacred time of clearing and healing and being present. Tonight, and those of you who have attended my meditations before know that I always ground them in words. The word is the powerful creative energy that we all have, either through our intention and the things we think, or through the things we say. And for most of us, it's both. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word is sound vibration. The universe is created and made from and is sound energy, sound waves vibrating at various frequencies that bring things into form. We all vibrate at our own unique frequencies, which is kind of our identifier to the universe, to the all that is, to spirit, to God. It's how we are identified in our uniqueness. And Spirit knows each and every one of us because it's part of each and every one of us. And with it, we create a unique vibrational frequency that can be identified no matter whether we're in a crowd or not. In some ways, that's how the government identifies us when we are in crowds or in an event and we're wondering, how did they find us? Well, it's not just video cameras. They've been recording our vibrational frequencies for several decades now through the technology that we have, our cell phones, the things that we do online like this. We are transmitting our energy. Even when we drive down the street, we come to a traffic signal, and at the intersection there's all kinds of cameras and technology on the signal posts, on the light posts, and it's not all just looking for speeders, people who run the red lights. They can do that and send you a ticket even though you don't know how they saw you, but there are other things that they're doing with that technology that they're not telling us. And one of those things is to read our vibrational frequencies and record it. Many of us have sent our DNA to these various agencies like Ancestry.com, and when was it, 123andMe or whatever, which I think is going away. But there are several agencies out there collecting DNA from us, as well as medical professionals. And that technology, that DNA that they take from us in various tests, also carries our vibrational frequency. So they know who we are and where we are and what we're doing all the time. So tonight, we are going to be working with the words that are going to be supportive in what we are doing and what we're going through. Tonight, we will be speaking and setting our intention to be forced or powered by the words calmness, courage, and clarity. When you speak the words calmness, courage, and clarity, you create that energy around you. Those words, that sound vibration goes into your subconscious mind and sets the pattern, the energy of your experiencing. So think about that as we are starting tonight. Set your intention to experience the energy of calmness, courage, and clarity. It will help you to settle into this energy as we move through this process. So as we move forward tonight, just remember, you're here to experience peace and calmness for yourself. This is all about you. So that's why, shut out the rest of the world. Shut out all the things that have been happening today or in the last few days, things that stress you out, that make you worry, that put you into fear. And for the next few minutes, the next 30, 40 minutes or so, let this energy of calmness, courage, and clarity soothe your mind, soothe your soul, and bring you into a place of oneness with the divine. Through this process, you will gain clarity about what's going on, how you fit into all of this, and what and how you should respond to it. Be mindful of any negative thoughts and feelings that you feel when something happens. Avoid the feelings of fear and worry and doubt. Never doubt for a moment that God is not in control, that love won't show us the way, because it will. Indeed, it's the only thing that can at this point in time. There's one little note I want to mention because it's something that popped up I saw a few days ago, and it is, sometimes I talk about movies because I'm very much on the disclosure that we've been given over the years that we've mistaken as entertainment. Because you see, all of us, all humanity, man, woman, child, even the animals, were given a level of free will choice. Humanity was given complete free will choice, meaning that things can't be imposed upon us without consequence to those doing the imposition. And in some ways we call that karma. But the point I want to make right now is I happened to tune in to one of my internet TV stations, and they were showing about the last maybe 20, 30 minutes of the movie Wonder Woman 1984, the second movie, not the first one. And I caught it just at the end of the movie. And there was this scene where there was this person, kind of like an Elon character, having a conversation in the government offices with a president. And they were discussing using satellites to influence us on the ground and to influence technology, because the government revealed to this person that they'd already been doing it. So by putting these two pieces of technology together, they could control the world. And the next few minutes of the movie talked about how this was coming to pass and how they were using it to agitate and trigger people, and there was chaos all over the planet. People fighting and arguing and doing all kinds of horrible things, kind of like what we see coming now. And Wonder Woman was almost disabled because she had been fighting with this other character. But she started praying and she started blessing the world through her power, her Wonder Woman power, to communicate with the intelligence, with the consciousness of people. And as she prayed and asked them to come down from this negative promise, commitment that they had made, and to experience love, people started to settle down, and it quieted down to the point where only this one person who was in control and on the verge of taking over the world. He was the only one left doing the fighting and the horror. But there was this little child who happened to be his son. Does that ring a bell? And it turns out that the one thing that this man wanted more than anything was the love of his son. And the son had been estranged from him. He was only 5 years old, so I'm assuming the mom had kept him away from this person because of what he was doing. But in the end, the son came, and when the man realized that his son was standing there, he too gave up his desire to conquer and rule the world. And he just wanted the love of this son. And that's what saved everything. That love. That love, from pure love that comes from all of us. So if you haven't seen that movie, or you haven't seen it for quite a while, it's worth a watch just to see how it ended, because that's the way we're going to save our world too. So tonight, be calm, have courage, and be clear. Have that clarity of the power of unconditional love, acceptance, and forgiveness. That's the only way to go, because this is more than a physical situation. There's much going on beneath the surface that you may not know. Many of us do, but those who don't will begin to see it shortly. We're already in the thick of it. And when you start to understand what's really going on, there's going to be a lot of change. A lot of people are going to be confused and, going through all this. What is going on, and what have they done? What have they been lying to us about? It's coming. You don't have to take my word for it. But if you are anchored in calmness, courage, and clarity, you'll know exactly how to respond and when. So let's take a deep breath and go into our meditation and just be present, putting all of everything that you've been dealing with on the other side of the door for a while. Sit quietly. You can cross your feet, your legs, however you want. You can lie down. You can sit cross-legged on the floor. Intend to be grounded. Feel the energy, whatever energy is moving through you. Intend for that energy that is not yours, the energy that makes you nervous, anxious, fearful, and uncertain. Just imagine that it's all gathering into your spine, into your spinal column, and then send it down into the earth. See it flushing out of your body, all the negativity, all the fear, all the discomfort, whatever is going on with you. For this moment, you can just send it into the earth. She's willing to handle it, and she's purifying us with all of this stuff we're radiating. That's why we're seeing so much in the atmosphere, so much turmoil and difficulty and earthquakes and tidal waves and storms and what have you, of magnitudes we've never seen before. It's because as we are creating all of this negative energy, Mother Gaia is doing what she has to do to neutralize it, because she is part of this ascension process. This is not just about humanity. This is an ascension of consciousness, the parts of us that are spirit, that are God. And everything on the planet is part of consciousness, whether you know it or not, down to the smallest microbe, all the way up to the highest form of life, us, the whales, the dolphins. In many ways, they are higher forms of life than we are. They're just different. But there's nothing separate from this system of Earth. And Earth is part of the solar system of the great sun, Sol. Without it, there is nothing that can exist in this solar system. And our sun is changing too. I know you've heard about all of the magnetic waves and all the things that the sun is radiating, because it is transforming and uplifting the earth and all of us with it, if we are willing to be part of this transition. Our free will choice says we don't have to. But when you resist, whatever you resist becomes harder, because with or without you, this planet is rising in her spiritual presence and level of beingness. She's going up to the higher dimensions and densities of being, and she's willing to take us with her, but we have to be willing to be part of that presence. So let's do some breathing. Let's take a breath. Take a breath in and let your stomach expand out as you breathe deep. Inhale deep and then let the breath go. On the next inhale, I want you to inhale to a count of 4 and then exhale to a count of 4. We will do that twice. And then on the third inhale to the count of 4, we're going to exhale to the count of 8. I will walk you through it. So just sit back and prepare. So now take a deep breath in to a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold your breath. Now we're going to exhale to a count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe normally and just let your body relax into the presence. That breath you're breathing is the essence, the life force, the presence of the divine. It is the first thing you do when you come to the planet. It is the last thing you do when you leave. Without that breath, you cannot exist. It's the presence of God moving in, around, and through us as the life we are. It brings oxygen to all of the cells, nerves, and tissues which function, that keep our bodies alive. So just breathe it in. Feel it moving through your body, through your tissues, through your skin, through all of the organs as you breathe in and out. You may begin to feel a little tingling in your body. You've taken more breath in than you have in a long time, because most of us are shallow breathers. Some of us even hold our breath, even especially in times like these where we're tense and anxious and stressed out. But it's essential to breathe, to keep the cells and tissues and organs oxygenated so that they too can live. So continue to breathe. And as you do that, you can close your eyes, or if you're more comfortable, keep them open and watch the video. That's what it's for. But if you close your eyes and go within where there is only you and the presence of the divine, listening to the sound of my voice, bringing you to a place of peace, your own private sanctuary. The holy books tell us to go into your secret closet within you, your sanctuary. Close the door behind you, and that's to shut out the world and be with the one. So imagine that that's what you're doing right now. There is only you, the sounds you're hearing, and the beautiful visuals that you may be watching. For the next few minutes, set your intention to feel the presence, the energy of what calmness feels like. And in that calmness, allow yourself to feel courage. When you're feeling calm, you feel empowered. And when you feel empowered, you can feel courage. We often, when we pray and when we spend time alone, can talk ourselves into a place of courage to face the challenges that we must face, to change things in our lives, to make choices, and often very challenging decisions. And we need courage to do that. So when you go within and spend time with the One, that is the place where your courage begins. In calmness, you can create the energy of courage to step into your power and do what you need to do. In the beginning, when there was the Word, Spirit spoke the Word, which was what created and brought the energies, the sound waves and frequencies of the divine together in such a way that it took form. When you think about words, think about power. We've seen the examples of how words, those sound frequencies, we pick up the vibrations in our ears and it's translated into thoughts and pictures in our minds. And if you are wondering why it seems so many of us are hearing different messages from our leaders, and we wonder how could they hear that when I'm hearing something totally different. Well, words create spells. Spells are prayers that are intended to change something, and the intention behind the one speaking the spell is what gives those spells power of good or not good. And I know many people think, oh, well, we don't do spells. You pray. The only difference between a prayer and a spell is the intention. And some who are of a more religious faith prefer to call it prayer, and that's fine. Some who may be of a more natural inclination may call it spells. There are some belief systems, like religious science, they call it treatment. It's all the same because we're speaking words and we have an intention behind those words. And it's not so much the word itself, because many of us speak different languages. but the vibrational frequency represented by the syllables that we speak is what is interpreted by the universal laws that create our reality. So sometimes it's not as important what you hear as it is what's being said, because that intention set out through a vibrational frequency goes beyond the physical hearing straight into the conscious mind, and there it is interpreted according to your own belief system and what you want to be true for you. At any point in time, you can change the filters through which you are hearing to be more accurate and true so that you get the real intention behind what's being said. It's important that you learn to do that for your own well-being and that of everyone else, because we are all in this together. There is no separation. You may think there is because you're in your body and that person's in their body, and you think, well, I'm me and you're you. We look different, talk different, but we're all breathing the same air. We're eating food and drinking water from the same planet. We are absorbing energy from the same sun. There is no separation other than that which we, in our illusions, believe exists. But when you are loving someone and you have that special connection, that is the proof that that unity is there, because love becomes the energy that binds us and ties us. It's also why when that love, especially between partners, falls apart or one passes away, that's why it's so hard to get it out of our system, because it's part of us. When you feel love, unconditional love, compassion, patience, tolerance for another being, whether it's human or animal or otherwise, there is a warmth that rises through your heart that you feel, and it radiates through your entire body as a sense of oneness and of belonging and connection. It brings out the empathy, brings out the kindness, and brings joy to your heart when you are in a state of unconditional love, patience, kindness, tolerance, understanding. All of those things that we need to truly express our humanity to each other, to the planet, and all of her life forms. We're beginning to see through various videos and recordings that are all over social media how the animal kingdom, no matter what their species, are loving each other, feeding each other, looking out for each other. Some of them are even beginning to communicate with us. That would not be possible if we were not all one with the same divine presence, because it's through that divine presence that we are truly connected, and that's where true communication comes. It's where we can finally express the truth of who we really are and realize that that's who we really want to be. The experience and the feeling of unconditional love, compassion, patience. Sometimes we must exhibit those qualities with those that are hurting us or that we think don't deserve it. But from those who are the meanest, who are the most heartless, and the most cruel, in many ways, they need it more than anyone because they've lost sight of who they are. But regardless as to what they know, think, or feel, as I said when we started, this is all about you, your soul's journey, your truth, and your oneness and your consciousness ascension. So we're not here to fix or change or heal anybody else. It's a full-time job just doing that for yourself. We are here to be the example, to be the opportunity to hold a space for another, to see who they are, to realize who they really want to be, and step into that space of grace and unconditional love and acceptance. Sometimes, for our own sake, we do the best we can to be there and to unconditionally love another. But at one point, in order to respect ourselves, to love ourselves, which is so important, we must step back and set those healthy boundaries and limits so that we are not destroyed in the volatility and chaos of another person's consciousness. We offer the space, we can hold the space in loving grace, but sometimes we have to step back and say, enough. When you are ready and you want to connect on a more loving space, when you say that and stand in a state of grace, there's an opening for that relationship to heal, for that person to come back and to start renewing the breaks and the challenges that have been there maybe for a very long time. But don't judge their path or their journey. You really don't know all of why they're here. You don't even know all of why you're here. Many of my clients ask the question, I don't know why I'm here. What am I supposed to do, and how do I manage this? So, like I said, you've got your hands full just figuring out your own life and loving yourself enough to have the courage to gain the clarity to step into the calmness that's necessary for you to be happy. So let's take a few minutes and just breathe this energy in. Breathe this time of great change and transformation. And know that despite appearances, despite how crazy it may be right now and what you see happening, that everything is going to be all right. We will survive this. We will come through this. And we in America will reform our country in a way that's healthier for everyone. But this is birthing a new baby, if you will, a new way of being. And for the women out there who have had children, we know how difficult and how traumatic it feels as the baby is being born. And some of you dads or brothers who've been present see what's going on, and at some point it looks as though it may not work out, and sometimes it doesn't. And yet we do it because of the love that we have for this new life that's coming into being. And that's where we are now. But instead of just an individual human being, we are birthing a world. And it's only through our trust and faith in the process that we will get through this and on to the other side. And never doubt, we are in it now. There is no going back. There's really nothing to go back to. We must continue to go forward. And just like when you're moving from one home to another, if you've ever moved between cities, you know that as you pack up your things and get in the car and shut the door to the old home and take off to the new home, you're on the highway, and at some point you get far enough away to where the site of the old town or city is no longer visible in the rear view mirror, and you know you must keep going until you get to the other side. Well, that's kind of where we are now, except we can still see the world we've known in our rear view mirror. But we must keep going because our salvation, our future lies in where we are headed now. Have courage, gain clarity, and be calm. We are traveling this road together. You're not alone. Even though some of us may feel like we are, the truth is, if you just reach out to allow someone to connect with you, you will find a hand right there for you to grab onto. Open your heart, because part of this creative process is learning to express unconditional love for those you love who are your friends and family, but also, and most importantly, for those that you don't know, some who never experienced unconditional love and acceptance. They may be starving for someone to show them what that's like. Maybe that's you. But as we travel this road together, and as we get into the new things, the new revelations, the new information and truths that are about to be revealed, you're going to need a hand to grab onto. So make yourself available. Make yourself step out of your comfort zone and into the zone of unity, where we are all waiting with a hug, with an understanding, with a desire to be of assistance. We are earth angels. We are each other's earth angels. We are here to be of assistance to people we know, but also to people we don't know. Maybe on this highway, as you are traveling from one city to another, you have a breakdown and you're out in the middle of nowhere, and suddenly a car pulls up and some people get out and help change your tire and get you back on the road. And they don't want anything. They are just happy to help. That's an earth angel. Maybe you're feeling unwell and you need someone to bring you a bowl of soup, or to come and sit with you for a few minutes, or drive you to a doctor's appointment, and someone shows up. That's an earth angel. We are everywhere. And in your time of need, if you are willing to allow someone to step in and assist, that earth angel will show. So right now, open your heart. Let the love light shine. Let that warm sensation of belonging, of someone caring about you, come into your world. Maybe you've been isolated a long time, and I know how that feels. My life has been that too. Some of you in recent weeks have seen my story as I talk about coming out of the isolation, analyzing what caused it, and recognizing what it has done as far as disconnecting me from the love and the connection to other people that I really want. It was self-protection at a time, but now I recognize that that self-protection went far beyond protection and became fear and isolation. But at any point in time, you can make a different choice. So tonight, let's make that choice to step into calmness, courage, and clarity. Sit for a minute and feel the peace, the calmness, the courage, and the clarity that surrounds you. Take a deep breath in and out. And begin to bring yourself back into the room where you are, back into your body. Wiggle your toes. Feel the energy as it begins to move up your feet and into your ankles and legs, into your knees, your thighs, up into your hips and into your body, moving up through your body into your chest, up your back, into your shoulders and your arms. Move your arms around, kind of move your shoulders as it moves up through your neck, into your head, into your ears and your eyes, and out through the top of your head. That energy now flows around you through your aura, that divine presence that surrounds each and every one of us. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. See the beautiful picture that we started with. And know that there's a brand new day waiting for you too, filled with love and light, newness and joy, all wrapped up in calmness, courage, and clarity. Take another deep breath in and exhale, just knowing that you are loved. And with that, we'll say good night for tonight. And until next time, when we come together again and join with our Divine Mother, the planet Earth, celebrating the life that we all are, I send you blessings of love and light and joy. Good night, everyone.